the global ID, this digital ID they're trying to push. So I'm going to start off with Bennett on this because Bennett probably has been studying this. What they're trying to do, and as a matter of fact, the EU is already threatening this, saying if American citizens show up without digital ID, they're not going to be welcome and not going to be do much. So Bennett, since you are an expert, you've been following this whole Klaus Schwab. By the way, did anybody ever notice that Klaus Schwab, he's a German guy, his dad was a Nazi? And I always tell people, never trust a German with a global vision of utopian order. Just saying. I think they tried that in the 30s. Didn't work. So, Bennett, what do you think about this global ID thing as kind of a future issue that's brewing?
That didn't work. That's a big question. I'm sure we'll
It didn't
talk
work.
more about it back and forth. Um, and yeah, I'm a tech guy. I get how it all works, but I want to start off with a little bit of a different angle here and go biblical here. Um, just about everything that you see these various folks attack, whether it's the City of London, whether it's the Crown, whether it's any of the folks that Blaine mentioned, it's an attack of one of three pillars or all three pillars of America, and that's God, family, country. And we don't have a country without strong families, and we don't have strong families without God.
Right.
And this is a form of a mark of the beast, if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
what
do.
they're trying, right? I mean, what what they're trying to do is have this control through economic means, and with the way the economic markets are fused together and dependent on one another, and with AI now, that can basically control everything, watch everything. I mean, you see it with China's social credit system. You see
Yep.
it with some of the stuff happening in the UK, and now the UK is pushing back, saying we don't want the digital ID. Digital ID is potentially a form of control all the way down to your individual households, your individual, liberties, driving down the road, going to the gas station, going to buy food, going to, earn your money and spend your money in the way that you see fit, which is fundamental to freedom that we have in this country, is all in jeopardy, under these schemes. So when you have people that are getting together the way they are at the World Economic Forum and so many others, the Klaus Schwab, there's a trusty guy there, right? As you said, these folks seek power, they seek control, and they seek the erosion of the individual freedoms. And I think we need to be very, very careful. We need to see this stuff coming. We need to push back on it as a people, even if we have individuals, in our government, and thank God Trump is pushing back against it, and we're looking at other forms of currency and Bitcoin and so forth, that as long as they stay private, as long as the blockchain and some of the controls in place stay private and support our freedoms rather than erode our freedoms. I think that's the direction that we want to go, but we got to stay away from that single digital token.
Well, so yeah, and just for the record, I think again, for those who follow us as a team, we've been against the Fed. The Fed is not a good idea. I think having a central bank that the government controls consolidates way too much power with the government in ways that aren't healthy. So if people are unhappy with the Federal Reserve, man, oh man, you're going to really hate digital IDs that are controlled by the government.